The story of Dolly, the world's first cloned sheep. On a spring day in 1996, at the Roslin Institute in Scotland, a scientific event quietly changed the way we perceive life and biology. In that modest laboratory, a small sheep was born, simply named Dolly. But Dolly was not an ordinary sheep. She was the first mammal in the world to be cloned from an adult cell. This breakthrough was led by a team of scientists under the direction of Ian Wilmot and Keith Campbell. They used a technique called somatic cell nuclear transfer. First, they took a mammary gland cell from an adult sheep and transferred its nucleus into an egg cell that had its own nucleus removed. This egg was then stimulated to develop into a normal embryo and finally implanted into the uterus of a surrogate mother sheep. The result was Dolly, a sheep with identical genes to the donor sheep. Her birth quickly became an international media sensation. Some celebrated this as a major step forward for the future of medicine, cloning tissues, creating replacement organs, and curing terminal illnesses. However, many others were concerned. If animals could be cloned, would humans be next? Dolly was not just a scientific icon. She lived like a normal sheep, cheerful, approachable, and raised with care and affection. Throughout her 6-year life, Dolly gave birth to 6 lambs and became a priceless source of knowledge about genetics, cloning, and aging. However, Dolly did not live long. In 2003, she was diagnosed with a lung disease and arthritis, leading scientists to euthanize her to prevent further suffering. A major question arose: does cloning from an adult cell cause the organism to age faster? Since Dolly's genes were taken from a 6-year-old sheep, many believed she was born with an already advanced biological age. Regardless, Dolly and her story laid the foundation for research in stem cells, regenerative medicine, and gene therapy. She not only transformed biology, but also reshaped how we think about humanity's ability to recreate life. To this day, Dolly remains on display at the National Museum of Scotland as an immortal symbol of science confronting humanity's deepest ethical questions, fears, and hopes.